how do we really use this mobile device?
So there needs to be a champion.
My name is Marco-Tim Vonald. For those who don't know me, I've been with SAP only for 2.5 years, so I'm not a lifer. I came from Yahoo. I managed their global advertising platform. I managed their global product management organization, and before that, I worked at the evil Oracle. And before that, I worked at Xerox and at Canon and some of the other what we call high-tech service and printing industry providers. So I have a perspective of our industry from many different angles. And when I took the job at SAP, I, together with a bunch of smart people, wrote a business plan around how we can improve the adoption of our business process platform, of SOA, by utilizing communities. So what we're going to take you through today is kind of like a sort of an evolutionary type of thing. And we're doing it together with Puneet Suppal. He is my trusted advisor. He's from Capgemini, and we're just going to talk a little bit about what this BPX community is about, what this BPX role is about, and how it can help you in your career. That's really the truth of this meeting today. So we're going to take you through like a little bit of a roadmap, or how it's an evolution of things that we like to call the business process expert community and the business process expert perspective. So this morning during the keynote, you already heard it, right? So we're in this world of rapid change, and change that represents in many different forms and many different aspects. And what's happening is that because of all these type of changes, like rapid innovation, rapid implementation, there's a increased pressure to innovate. Well, think about all these things happening, and this is actually related to any customer and any partner, and also SAP. So these are the pressures, right? You need to improve your innovation ability, improve your challenge of innovating faster at a lower cost and more rapidly, and differentiating more faster than anybody else in the world that's flat. So how do you do that? On top of that, if you really look at what SAP and its ecosystem is trying to do, it's really reshaping the way we do business in normal traditional business. So instead of this old push model, it's more a push and a pull model in a multidimensional society where people are connected. You heard the voice of the community today already. And this is what's happening in the landscape where you live in and where you work in today. And all these terms are being thrown out, like Web 2.0, and what does it mean, and SOA, and what does it mean, and business process modeling, what does it mean, and the voice of the customer is increasing, how do you deal with it? So these are all, kind of ginormous, gazillious type of challenges. And every customer in SAP, as well as for Oracle and IBM, by the way, they're dealing with these challenges. So if you take those challenges into account, this is going to be Capgemini's and SAP's perspective of it.
This is TechEd 2008. TechEd, which is probably the most techy conference organized by SAP, or in the SAP ecosystem, if you will. What in the world are we doing at a technology conference like this, immersed in a session here, pretty packed to capacity, I'd say, discussing matters that are least technical? And you're all here on your own accord. I don't think anybody threatened you to come here.
I did.
And I think that's where we go back to the whole notion of process excellence and the business process enterprise. So let me set the stage for you a little bit before we dive into it. And what I will try to do for you is try and connect a few dots, and hopefully that will paint a picture for you about where this is all headed. So process excellence, for years in the business I am in, which is in the consulting business, as you all know by now, for years we've talked about process is important. You must be able to do things right before you implement it using technology. So what has changed now? Why now are we so focused on process and process excellence, if you will? This is more people-centric than life used to be. People spend more time on Facebook, perhaps, today, some of you, Shall we ask for a show of hands? Some people may not admit it. Than they do on their own intranet. Nobody's going to admit. Well, one person, honest person sitting up here. In other words, what's changing is the way we go about our work and the way we do things for ourselves, and we expect that when we come to work. That's a big, significant change. So changes in the ecosystem, those pressures that Marco talked about, people-centric technology. So that's the other data point. The third data point is companies such as SAP. By the way, this slide was shown by Henning Kagerman at Sapphire earlier this year. And basically, it illustrates SAP's notion on how to enable strategic agility and what that means from an SAP point of view. It is to optimize business networks, improve collaboration, and go from thought to execution much faster, which means faster time to value. So the point being that SAP, and for that matter others, are talking increasingly about how you can use their products, their offerings, to develop an agile platform. Why do you need an agile platform? Because things change very rapidly. This morning we heard at the keynote address the whole Hugo Boss example. Think about it. How many models do you need? 52 for 52 seasons per se. So the point being, we need to be able to do these things quickly. So let's again recap. We have the one data point about the pressures, the other about people-centric technology, and the third about the need for platform agility. The other thing in the mix of all this is how we do business. We've had traditional individual relationships, as you know from your own business experience in your own organizations. You work with people from other organizations. You also happen to have organization-to-organization structured relationships. For example, let's say, let's pick two names at random. Procter & Gamble has an established enterprise relationship with, let's say, Staples. I don't have any idea if this is a true statement or not. The idea being to illustrate that you could have established business relationships which people have used traditionally to their advantage, to negotiate better deals, to have better products, for that matter to have specialized products and services as well.
How do we really use this mobile device?
So there needs to be a champion